Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And my underwear says, I am Mitch English. And
I am E.
Yeah, I am me. And I said, why not? Because when I wake up in the morning without my glasses and look in the mirror, I have no idea who I am. I know who that guy is, looking sharp. It's sweet baby James. What's up,
Guess what, guys? I am getting a lot of comments, a lot of participation on our social media channel. So please go to our social media, like, comment, and share.
All righty.
And you can find all that at our website at dailyflash.
Wait, look, there's Matt Doolittle.
Hey, you got a camera on him now, so he doesn't need me anymore.
He don't need you no more. I know you guys always want to be by each other. What do we do, Maddie?
You can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. There you can find all of our socials. Like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. You know what? Share it with your neighbor, because I'm sure they want to hear from you for the first time ever.
And you can do it socially. Yeah. Send them a text message.
Before we get going, Andrea, I got a question.
Yes.
Why I'm trying to shed my summer pounds, because you eat, you drink, you do all the fun stuff. Why is it when I go to Costco, I have to stop for the pizza and the soda?
Always.
It's because it's a buck. How much is it?
It's like $4 for the combo.
The drink and the dog is still $1.50, I think.
Yeah, but I get the pepperoni pizza and there's something about that cold soda out of that machine.
You're right.
I'm telling
And you just sit there after dealing with Costco people, because
Yep.
everybody goes stupid in Costco. They don't
do.
know how lanes work or how
What
to
do you
drive.
mean, Costco people?
Oh, you know what Costco people I'm talking about, actually. Yeah, you know exactly.
No, it's true. It's addictive. And it's the soda machine. I'm convinced that they have the right ratio of syrup to soda, like
To
McDonald's.
carbonation.
And
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
And that ice, and it's the perfect
ice.
just sit down, calm down, and then
You know what I
walk
find?
out.
Where I find, and we had the sweet couple that has the book that's going to
Yes.
every Costco,
Oh,
is
great.
that the older generation, how my in-laws, they built one over at the Villages, which is the largest retirement community in the United States. It's amazing.
Huge.
Known for a lot.
Google it, you'll find out. Some stuff. Yeah, you're right. So, but they used to come over. It was like their weekly. They would come here to our Costco and they would visit us. But like older generation who have no kids and they're retired love that Costco. I don't know if it's because some of them went through like my dad went through the Depression, so he felt like he had to hoard as much as he could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the case?
To me, it's like a happy place. You go there
is happy.
and it's just fun to, even if you're not buying anything, which, at this point, Matt and I know, it's like the Costco 200, the Costco 300.
We've tried to cut it down to the 150 if we can.
How do you do that?
We're being very frugal lately, so we're watching it.
I don't know, but it's just kind of fun, and then they've got a few samples there. I never partake in the samples, but people love that.
Well, my wife goes, hey, can you go pick up this one thing? And I go, okay, and I go pick it up, and then I pick up one other thing, and then I'm like, well, I deserve a treat for making this errand for my wife. Pizza and a soda.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
wow.
And I also think Costco does this thing where they don't carry certain items all the time. So when you get there and you're cruising through and you see something, you're like, ooh, should I buy that now? Because we might not have it.
They move stuff too.
Is it bad I went to pick up tofu and stopped and got a pepperoni pizza on the way out?
All right.
I highly encourage that.
Until they start, making it rain on us, as we're talking about the Costco.
So everybody's been following the story about Charlie Kirk and his assassination on the college campus and the fallout between people who were talking about it in positive terms and in negative terms. Well, there have been a couple stories about Starbucks. This one has been confirmed. An Ohio woman, she went into her local Starbucks. It was inside of one of those Kroger grocery stores. Okay. She ordered the Mint Majesty with 2 honeys. This is the woman here who ordered the drink. And she ordered the Mint Majesty tea with 2 honeys. That was Charlie Kirk's favorite drink. That video went viral online. She got into her car, noticed the barista had handwritten "racist fave drink" on the inside cup.
Cool.
Yeah, not cool. She was shocked. She went back inside, spoke with the manager of the Middletown, Ohio store, learned the employee did admit to writing the hateful message, and was fired. Kroger operates Starbucks outlets independently inside their store. Yeah, bravo for them to actually taking Absolutely.
What did you do? Okay, you changed the world by doing that, writing that on there.
Awful.
And first of all, I would not drink it because I think they spit in it.
Exactly.
They had to have done. No, I'm sorry. I'm not the only one that has to think that way. I think I'm not drinking this. This is scary.
If they're going to write that on the side of your cup,
Blatantly.
there's no question that they probably put a little something extra in there. Possibly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Starbucks did release a statement, which I think is important. Is writing this on a cup is unacceptable. We have clear policies that prohibit negative messages to help preserve a welcoming environment. This Starbucks location, licensed and operated by Kroger. We understand that this associate was terminated by Kroger. Amber said Charlie stood for respect, and we can't communicate and grow if we are disrespecting one another. And this kind of language, this inflammatory language, is a huge problem.
It truly is. Starbucks said, "Hey, listen, we want to start putting the words back up on the cups
which is
again."
Great.
And they took. I think this is what they were afraid of.
Yes.
But
yes.
I don't think this should have any kind of reflection on Starbucks or Kroger's or whatever, because they did the right thing.
Yes.
They got rid of this jerk that had done this. Yeah, that's really scary. And by the way, that's probably a $9 drink. And the last thing I want is to say Race's favorite drink, and because I'm not going to drink that. I will not drink that. I would never in the first place.
She says she'll never go back to Starbucks, even though
She
Kroger
should.
did the right thing. Yes, I believe she should. However, because of this incident, she feels uncomfortable, and if she wants to go order that drink again, she's probably thinking, are they going to put something in my drink? Are they going to write something hateful on the side of the cup?
I get offended because the cute barista doesn't put a nice smiley face. It's like, hello. I'm getting those now.
You're getting the hellos at the
great
front.
day. Yeah, it's like they're too generic.
I get the enjoy.
Enjoy, enjoy is another one.
On the same
If she's really cute, you should be getting the phone number.
Oh.
That is the only place I will tip a barista because they actually, I feel like they make the drink, and
Yes.
I don't over tip on that. I feel like that's about the only place where I have no problem tipping on that. If I tipped, I say, well, here you go, and then you got that. That's even a double slap in your face because you're just like, hey man, I'm showing respect for you.
Yes.
And obviously, maybe the person that handed it to her is not the person that wrote it down, but even still, it's like, I tipped you, I gave you something, and you're giving this back to me, and then for it to say that. Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad they quickly did it. It wasn't one of these, well, let's look at the case.
I'm wondering, though, if the person that wrote it on there didn't think she'd see it because it's double cupped.
I think you're right.
Because see if we put the picture back up, if you see how the cup is
Keegan.
doubled up there,
Yes.
I'm wondering if she thought, oh, they'll never see this.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I think
a good point.
Yeah, that's what they
Which
thought.
is even funnier because it says more about the person who did it. Because it's like, well, you don't even have the balls to be able to just write it right there on the
Great
front.
point.
You have to hide it. And I think a lot of people they're trolls, right? That's what a troll does.
100%.
That is a living troll. I hope this person who did it learned a lesson from this. But the problem is now they're saying, I was, they're the
Wrongfully
victim. I would imagine.
terminated,
They haven't come out and said it or anything like that, but
No.
I would bet you they would.
At least they cop to doing it, right? Because
give 'em that.
How
can you not? Hey, that's your handwriting.
That's your handwriting, right? And then she, called him on the spot, and thankfully Kroger immediately terminated that person.
And no matter where you're at on the political fence about this, is that decent human respect is this is almost like no matter what that person is calling somebody else a racist, so you don't even know,
right.
Saying Race's favorite drink, you don't know. You're just going off of what's probably the people you hang around, and maybe your belief systems needs to be a little bit better defined. It's a very ignorant thing to do.
Here's my concern with the language, this hot language that we seem to be embarking on when you're calling one side racist, homophobic, Hitler, Nazi, fascist, over and over and over, a threat to democracy. Somebody brought up a good point. You look at video games. Who are the enemies in video games? Nazis and Hitlers and fascists and whatnot. So are you suggesting that by calling these people these names, you're giving them subconsciously permission to be violent or to do violence against another group of people that you may disagree with?
You're saying basically you're labeling them so then they live up to the label.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And when you're living in this video game world where it's okay to annihilate certain people like that, and you're using that kind of language. So to me, it's like these hot button words that you shouldn't be calling anybody that. I mean, it's just, to me, it's so disrespectful.
It's just more about you than
It is.
anything that the other person might have done or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, like, I mean, there are people that have done horrendous things. And you put labels on them, but maybe wait until you hear all the facts.
I even think
I'm guilty of it. I'm not going to lie. I've done it.
Senator John Fetterman even came out and said, look, you might disagree with somebody, but you don't call them a racist or you don't call them Hitler. You discuss the ideas and you say, hey, I disagree with you because, I think X, Y, and Z. But you don't do the name calling nonsense.
The only thing is, I have to have it from somebody who dresses nice. If you're going to bum down everything, that's the only thing.
It is true.
Did I just label him? Am I the jerk?
Did.
Probably so.
But
I
in
want to hear your
a kind,
complaints.
gentle way. Yeah.
Justified in that. Thank you. I love you for that. We want to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
Flash at dailyflashshow.com. That's our email. Come on, we love you. We'll be back after this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Daily Flash.
Our next guest held the title of Miss Earth Puerto Rico 2024, and she ranked in the top 8 during the Miss Earth competition.
She now holds the title of Miss Global Puerto Rico for 2024. She joins us today. She gets ready to travel to Thailand to represent Puerto Rico in the Miss Global 2026 pageant. Please welcome to the show, Bianca Caraballo.
Here she is! Look at that! Thank you so much for coming.
Gorgeous.
You were absolutely gorgeous. Have a seat
Thank
here.
you. Thank you so much.
They always put me next to the tall ladies.
That was
I
the
wonder
intent.
why.
You look fantastic,
Thank
by
you
the
so
way.
much.
Thank you for joining us here. Let's start off first a little bit. Really, there's a zillion pageants that are out
Yes.
there. What is really kind of unique about the Miss Earth pageant as well as Miss Global?
So Miss Earth is more focused on environmental conservation,
okay.
while Miss Global celebrates women empowerment and cultural diversity. So both platforms go beyond the crown.
Okay.
I love it. What made you want to join the pageant world?
If I'm being honest, I didn't join a pageant for a crown. I joined because pageantry shapes women of conviction who stand for rights, who have power and strength in her words, and most importantly, women who inspire others to continue to go forward. For me, pageantry goes beyond titles. It's about transforming words into actions, and eventually those actions will create a global impact.
I always appreciate that. I think we've moved away from calling them beauty pageants because the beauty comes in people that are making the changes in the world, much like what you're saying, and some of your initiatives as well. And we know all about Miss America, Miss Universe, but not many people know about Miss Global, obviously.
Yes.
How did you first hear about it?
So I actually learned about Miss Global throughout my reign as Miss Earth.
Okay.
That funny enough, the title holder is now one of my bestest friends.
Is that right?
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
I love her. Adidas, if you're seeing this, I love you. So when she participated in Thailand last year, I went to support her. And I totally fell in love with the organization and what it stands for because it really resonated with me. So when I got crowned as Miss Global, it felt like a full circle moment. It felt meant to be.
I love that.
Like you were on a certain path and it just kind of led you to this point. Let's talk about the initiative that you've launched. It's called the Unmasked Initiative. Take a look.
Hello everyone and welcome to Unmask. Too often we hide behind filters, expectations, and free of judgment. But the world doesn't need perfection, it needs authenticity. So this is how it's gonna work. Each week I'll choose one powerful word and together we'll unmask what it truly means. Not just by definition, but throughout real stories, real struggles, and real hope. This isn't just my voice, it's a global conversation. And I want you to be part of it because the world doesn't need perfection, it needs truth.
I think what's
wholeheartedly.
Yeah, what's great about the pageant world is that they really shape, ideas and they give structure, and it's neat to see certain things take off. What is it about Unmask that's important for you?
So first of all, Unmask is about removing the illusion of perfection and embracing authenticity. For me, I've dealt with really bad anxiety throughout the years.
Oh, really?
So that's why I created this platform so people could feel safe, seen, and most importantly, understand that to be real is to be powerful.
Bianca, what's the word this week? Every week you pick one.
Oh, it's resilience.
Resilience.
So you need to stay
Resilience.
tuned. This Friday I'll put the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think about resilience. I mean, just let's stop and just talk about that. How even women, men, anybody about it takes something to know that there's something on the other side of whatever you're going through. And I think
Yes.
that's what we learn through resilience as
Totally.
well, whether it's good or bad, no matter what. are you finding yourself kind of like as a mentor? Who do you want to hear this message outside of just saying everybody? But is there a specific group or?
Of course, I want to go do a global impact.
Certainly, yeah.
But I think people could resonate, people my age who are going through the struggles, which right now with social media, it's too hard to trying to fit into this beauty standards and what we think is right, what we think is wrong. So for me, it's more people this generation.
And while you were talking, I was thinking the term wabi sabi, and what that is, your imperfections make you perfect. And so when you were mentioning, that's kind of what I got from it. And we're at this age where, even on social media, whatever, there's filters that make us look better. And we look at what's going on. It sounds like, unmasking with you're really wanting to have people to embrace is the fact that there's real world and it's okay to be a little bit different and you don't have to strive for that perfection. That is your perfection.
Totally, especially in the beauty pageant world. People see beauty queens as this unreachable or perfect image, which we are really far
date it is for me. When I was out in the dating world, it was very unattainable. But when you meet somebody with brains and beauty too, you're just like, you know what? I'll say, as a man, you'll listen to, and that's why they on TV. But when you have a good message, it makes you so much more, I don't know, reachable and
to me, that's the authentic triple threat. You mentioned height. Can you show us how to perfect a beauty pageant walk?
Oh. Of course.
Okay, you're going to teach us? Okay,
yes,
here, we'll move this out of the way here. Is there a certain way of doing it?
Okay, so there's a starting point.
A starting point.
So for a good pasarela, you start here.
Okay.
And then the key, you can follow me. Okay. You can follow me. So the key is
can we walk in the circle here?
We can just walk straight.
Okay.
Yes. So the key is to look confident because if you stumble and the face shows, people will know. So just be confident. So let's start. We're first pose.
Shoulders back.
Shoulders back and pose. Okay. And then let's go.
And look at this.
It's all about the confidence one?
Yes. Yeah.
This is my prom date, by the way. This is exactly what prom looked like. I like that. So you're really kind of just showing confidence.
Yes, confidence. So if you stumble, people will notice.
Okay. Bianca, so great meeting you.
Absolutely.
What a pleasure.
Such an absolute
we wish you all the best of luck at Miss Global 2026.
Thank you so much.
Please make sure to return to our show after you win the title.
I will. Yes, I will. Thank you so much. We're manifesting. We're working hard for that crown.
Unmasked. Remember.
Yes.
Don't look for perfection. Look for authenticity.
Yes.
More flash. Right.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. Parents, listen up. It is time to draw a line in the sand when it comes to your children and their phones. Joining us with some tips on how to do it is Henry Chandonnet. Henry, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're known as the Trending News Fellow for Business Insider, so we're looking forward to chatting with you. Henry, what did you learn from Alex Stamos, Facebook's former chief of security, on the rules parents should have for their kids and how they use their phones?
Yeah, so Alex Stamos has had these incredibly high-ranking security positions in tech, right? He was the CSO for Facebook. He was also the chief information security officer at Yahoo. And when he was at Facebook, he specifically looked at a child safety program. So he was worried about how kids were using their phones, and he wanted parents to really outline specific and effective policies so that their kids were safe. But he also wanted them to have open conversations, something that can be hard to really talk about your kids with what they're doing on their phones. You have to keep that line of communication open.
Yeah, this is a tough subject when it comes to parents because when giving a child a phone, how do you navigate the balance of keeping tabs while building trust?
It's hard. I know it's hard. His policy, Stamos, was trust but verify. He asked parents to trust in your kid, don't expect them to just fork over everything, and know that they're being safe. But you also want to check. You want to be sure, especially when they're young. You want to be doing spot checks or going through their social profiles just to make sure that nothing out of course or nothing wrong is happening.
Alex also mentioned delaying phone ownership until a child can handle responsibility. What's your take?
Yeah, it's a hard and parent-to-parent conversation, right? Every kid is different, and that is one of the bigger parenting decisions that people are making now is when to give their kid a phone. Alex has 3 kids, so his 13-year-old, his youngest, just got a phone because he said that they had reached the point where they had to. And that's the bigger conversation, right? You don't want to socially isolate your kid, but you also want them to be safe, and you want them to be mature enough to be able to handle the responsibility. So it's really about having open conversations with your kid, about knowing and trusting them, and then also maybe about treating having a phone different from having social media, which he also had separate rules for.
Yeah, I found this really shocking that he doesn't want his kids on social media.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and it's in line with some other tech executives. He was incredibly specific about knowing when your kid can handle social media, right? It is a level of maturity to be able to be on the open internet. It's more than just watching a YouTube video on the TV. It is posting your life for the world. He was also specific that your kid should have private social profiles, right? They should not be public and for everyone. But beyond that, right, you want to perform these spot checks. You want to know what your kid is doing. And you also want to make sure that they're talking to you about their social media usage so that you can maybe, it's a bigger conversation.
Henry, thank you so much. For more info, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Listen, between busy schedules, grab-and-go meals, daily stress, it's really easy to miss out on very key nutrients. Lifestyle expert Joanne Butler, she's joining us right now to tell us the best way to fuel our body. Hi, Joanne!
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
We love having you on. It's difficult. What's the trick, really, in keeping our nutrition goals all in check? Because it's very important.
It sure is. Well, you know what? Keep it simple. Remember the basics. Keep healthy food accessible. Stay away from highly processed foods. Limit fried foods. Consider taking supplements. They're super important. And just like their name suggests, the purpose is to provide added nutrition to an already healthy diet. And they're not all created equal. So look for good ones that are rooted in science. Use the best ingredients. Mega Food, for example, makes really great ones. What's special about these? They're made with real food and nutrients that your body can actually recognize. And that's really key for optimal absorption. There are 3 in particular that you can find right at Costco that I love. The Women's Whole Body Multi. This is for simple whole body support. It has 24 nutrients, real fruit like strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry. So major antioxidant support, vitamin zinc and selenium, which supports immune, bone, and heart health. It boosts energy, metabolism, and brain function. Even, helps your skin and your hair. So good stuff. They also make a blood builder mini to combat low iron and low energy levels. I love this one. Clinically shown results without common gastrointestinal side effects like nausea, and this is made with real beetroot, oranges, broccoli, plus folic acid and B12 for healthy red blood cell production. And then they also have a gentle mini prenatal. It's called Baby and Me Too. It has choline, which is critical for baby's brain health, 2.5 times more than the leading prenatal brand, in fact. So, Mega Food's great. It's planet friendly, B Corp certified, free of pesticides and unnecessary additives. And again, right at Costco or Costco.com.
All right. Well, I know Andrea, she loves Costco. And listen, I'm all about taking these supplements. This is great. Real food. It's weird we're telling people, listen, you should take real food. And that is exactly that. Thank you, Joanne, as usual. We appreciate you being on the show. We'll post this information and so much more on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mitch English.
Oh, yes, it is. It's even written on his underwear.
Yes, it is.
Yes, which he mentioned and admitted at the top of the show. So I'm not speaking out of turn. I'm Andrea Jackson.
She should know. She gives me wedgies all the time, that's why.
It's true. I enjoy it tremendously. This is Daily Flash.
Yes!
Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Yes.
Indeed. We have friends all over this great earth.
Yes,
and
stations across the nation.
Stations across the nation, which we need to
We're going to
trademark
coin that.
Yes.
Beautiful stations all over the country. 219 of them, in fact, all over the country. You can find them on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Just click where to watch. All of our friends at the Armed Forces Network, which is all around the world. And today we are looking up to our friends at ONTV in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, baby!
Oh, very cool.
Never been there, but it seems like a pretty
Rhode
town.
Island is beautiful.
Is it really?
Yeah?
Yes.
Never been there.
Is there a real such place called Quahog, like in
Quahog?
Quahog?
I wish. I would go. I'd party there. I want to fight
That's
a
all I
chicken.
know about Rhode Island.
I'll fight a chicken up there. That'd be fun.
There's a great tour you can take. It's called the Mansion Tour, and it's all these old beautiful mansions that were built back in the 1920s and 30s by like Rockefellers and all those good. And it's fantastic, and it's a national park basically. So you're going to all these nationally registered monuments around Rhode Island.
Nice.
It's really neat.
I like that.
Highly
Rhode
recommend
Island, we love you on TV. We love you as well. And Nashville, they don't love one company actually doesn't really love the whole change that Cracker Barrel went through. There was a billboard put up in Nashville, Tennessee, and all it said, let's pop it up here on the screen and you'll see what it is. All it said was, fire the CEO, okay? That's what they saw. No one knew who it was. This actually came out last week. You probably already know about it. But I wanted to talk a little bit something different about this. Basically, it just says fire the CEO. It's make reference to the Cracker Barrel. You should know unless you're living under a rock.
Or a rocking chair.
Or a rocking chair.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Go for
hang on.
$200 up front. $200. There you go.
So anyway, so no one knew who was behind it. And last week, it actually came out. It was the owner of Steak and Shake that actually put this up.
Yeah.
And they said, listen, you need to fire the CEO because they said that that CEO are failing the shareholders, prioritizing DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, if you're not sure what that is, and over ROI, and burning through money on failed acquisitions, as well as they feel, Cracker Barrel's, Steak and Shake owner says, they've lowered their food quality as well. So they said, look, fire the CEO because of this, yada, yada. Cracker Barrel actually came out with a statement about this billboard, and you're going to love this. And I never knew this. This is Cracker Barrel, their statement. Okay. This billboard was put up by a man named Sadar Biglari, who runs Steak and Shake, Western Sizzlin', and Maxim Magazine. And is exactly the sort of stunt we should expect from him. So at least they know who they're dealing with. But I love the fact that guy owns Steak and Shake.
I just want to. I like that he's ripping at their food quality because the last time I went to Steak and Shake, it was not fantastic, and they changed like how you get your food. They changed everything in there. It was not a good time.
Before I say I don't like somebody's food, I have to go to 2 different locations because you kind of.
I did too.
Okay,
I did one all the way. I did 2 separate sides of town, and it was not great.
Didn't they start doing using the beef tallow?
Oh, they've been posting that. We've got a
Steak
neon billboard by our house.
Yeah, Steak and Shake is doing the tallow now. They're doing a lot of different things.
Where is he from?
And Cracker Barrel, I'm sorry, I don't know but this is the one in Nashville. They might be based out of Nashville. I'm talking out of turn on that.
The Steak and Shake guy?
The Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel is based in Lebanon, Tennessee. And that's why they put it in Nashville.
So what I understood from this article too is he is an investor also in Cracker Barrel, a small percentage. He owns a small percentage. So he's been attempting to try and get the CEO fired for a number of years during shareholder meetings.
Steak and Shake's out of Indy, by the way.
And say that again?
Steak and Shake's out of Indianapolis.
Anyway, he's a small percentage shareholder in Cracker Barrel. He's had an issue with the CEO for a number of years because she has been pushing this very woke agenda corporate wide, and he's thinking we need to focus more on things like food quality than
which is the guy who brought the tallow.
Yes, exactly.
Do you remember when Steak and Shake? I think didn't they have the roller skates where they would?
Oh, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, there's some that still have like the little thing on it. Anyway, we'd love to know your thoughts on that. Should corporates go after other corporations? Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Got a treat for you. Our next guest is an entertainer known for her roles in Fame, Profiler, and even ER. She joins us now to talk about her latest role. It's in the new movie Bang Bang. Say hello to Erica Gimpel. Hello, Erica. Yay!
Good morning.
So glad to have you here on the show. Let's talk about this new role, a little bit about the movie as well, and of course your character. It's all based around into the boxing world. I got to know, were you a boxing fan, and what was your research kind of like for this part?
Well, I definitely have a lot of respect for boxing. I think you got to be in incredible shape for it. My role is not of a boxer. I am the person who was in a high school relationship. We knew each other in our prime. My character's a singer, and we were both together during our prime. And It's a really powerful film because it's looking at what are the hidden scars that boxing has on people, and especially this older gentleman who is held on to this dream of what his one big fight could have meant for him, and what that looks like when somebody holds on to something and how that can make one bitter in the process.
Yeah.
But what I felt, I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Please continue.
I felt what's so powerful from why I wanted to do this part was because you see these two people coming together. My characters just come out of a double mastectomy, and you see these
Oh,
two
wow.
people come together after having not been together for so many years, and they give each other a soft place to land during a point in life where they both have had a lot of scars from life. And I found that to be really powerful because life is can be very challenging, and it's really how you navigate it. And it's my character's at the place where she's making many life changes to live based on what has just happened in her life. So I found that to be just the film examines how do we the choices we make and how it leads us to where we are in this time. And I found that very powerful. And I also think it's a redemption story, and it's also honoring the hidden scars boxers have in their life. And it really is a dedication to all boxers.
I could see that, and you think about how boxing, it relates to life and that sort of thing. We're all fighting for something, and we're not going to come out unscathed by all means, but we do something on that final ring. Very, very interesting. The movie is out now. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, if you want to find out more about the new movie, it's called Bang Bang. Erica stars in it as well. We appreciate you joining us. You can check out not only in the theaters, but more information on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
You heard the phrase iPhone, therefore I hunch.
Sounds like something William Shakespeare would say if he was alive today. Sure.
Also known as tech neck, the TikTok tilt, or the silicon slump. It's the new scrolling scoliosis, and it has doctors treating neck and shoulder pain in record numbers right now. Tech neck can cause serious strain on your entire muscular system. The further forward your head is tilted, the more weight your neck has to support, and that extra weight on your neck puts a strain on your shoulders and your upper back muscles. So one expert suggests adult tummy time, and it involves lying on your stomach to counter the tilt of your neck.
Yeah, because you're going to go the other direction.
By forcing your joints in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you're going to go like that if you lay on your stomach, by all means. Or just limit the amount you do, or getting the earpiece for it. I don't see.
It's hard.
The phone's never going away.
It's never going away, and I think it's easy to say that, but when you look at what you're doing, I mean, there's no question. With riding horses, when you ride, your head weighs like 7 to 8 pounds, and you don't realize that.
I learned that from Jerry Maguire.
Did you really? And bees can smell honey. Bees can smell honey. And so when you drop your head, even in the slightest, it will change the balance in the horse. So
is that
right? So think about what 8 pounds of your head dropping forward is doing to the rest of your body.
Well, my head, I have the world's largest melon, and I know it's more than 8 pounds, but that makes a lot. And you're doing it all day for hours, and you don't realize you're doing it until you realize things start hurting.
Yeah.
And they're saying you're going to see when they get older, if you don't correct it now, it's going to cause
We're going
some
back to caveman days.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, here's a great way to honor those neat freaks who love cleanliness.
Maintenance professionals are the backbone of clean, safe, and welcoming spaces.
As National Custodian Day approaches, we're launching the 4th annual Behind the Scenes of Clean campaign to recognize these essential workers. They play such an important role in our communities, and our goal is to shine this well-deserved spotlight on their efforts. Rubbermaid Commercial Products is hosting celebrations across the world to celebrate these cleaning professionals who are making a difference every single day.
For more information, visit rubbermaidcommercial.com/BTSOC.
Kids love the tricks and treats that come along with Halloween, right? Well, now they can celebrate all month long. Chuck E. Cheese, they're celebrating their Halloween Boot-tacular during the entire month of October. Here's more.
Chuck E. Cheese Halloween Boot-tacular is 31 days of Halloween. We have trick-or-treating every night with free candy while kids are dancing with Chuck E. Cheese in the haunted house dance party. It's also a safe environment. Our parents can see where their kids are. They can see what they're doing and what they're eating. We've created this delicious pepperoni pizza shaped in a pumpkin. We've also got our delicious warm cookie with slime on top. And our Dippin' Dots ice cream is also a delight that kids will enjoy. When they come in costume, they get 500 free e-tickets. Our Fun Pass program starts at $7.99 a month and gives you unlimited visits. So it's a great deal. We're very proud of our Sensory Sensitive Sunday program. So every single Chuck E. Cheese location will open 2 hours early and will offer a Halloween experience with caring staff that's dedicated just to them. But for more information, check us out at chuckecheese.com/bootacular.
If you are still using the Windows 10 operating system, an important update is coming. We have digital lifestyle expert Mario Armstrong here with what you need to know. Hi, Mario.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on the Daily Flash. And I partnered with Microsoft to give everyone the information and steps to move forward because after October 14th, 2025, support ends for Windows 10. So knowing your options will help you decide what's best for you so your devices are all protected.
Why is this taking place right now?
Yeah, well, technology is always evolving. We're always phasing out older operating systems, upgrading to newer versions. It's just a natural part of the technology life cycle. And desktops and laptops using Windows 10 will no longer receive important security updates or feature improvements. That means your PC, it will still turn on, it will still function, but it won't be protected from security threats like new viruses or malware. And you could be more vulnerable to scams like phishing. And that's why this milestone really matters for people and businesses that are still using Windows 10. And look, Microsoft's priority with this is to really help us all be secure and protected. We're reminding everyone to upgrade to Windows 11. It's the most secure version of Windows ever built. It also delivers faster performance, it's got smoother navigation, and built-in tools to make everyday tasks a lot easier.
So what do you recommend we do next?
Well, if you rely on your computer, and who doesn't, every day for work, school, or staying connected to family and friends, first things first, if you're using Windows 10 today, start by checking if your device can upgrade to Windows 11 at no additional cost. Here's how. You go to Start, then click Settings, click Update and Security. There's an option to select Windows Update, and finally, select Check for Updates. Now, if your Windows 10 PC can't upgrade, you still have a couple of options. You could upgrade to a new Windows 11 or Copilot Plus PC, which are faster, they're more secure, they have stronger performance, they got the latest features and experiences to help with productivity and creativity. If you need more time, though, enroll in the Extended Security Updates program. For personal laptops, that means you can enroll by using Windows Backup, Microsoft Rewards, or pay $30. And businesses can subscribe to extended security updates for $61 per device, and the subscription can be renewed annually for up to 3 years. And by the way, don't worry, with Windows Backup built right into Windows 10, all your files, your photos, and your personalized settings, they'll move right with you to your next device.
What about a website where we can explore all of the options?
Yes, with just a few days left, the step-by-step instructions and all your upgrade options are at the site. Just go to microsoft.com/windows/end-of-support. Plus, if you're upgrading to Windows 11, you're going to benefit from stronger security protections, faster performance, new features. It's all going to make your life a lot easier. So upgrade to Windows 11 quick.
Mario, thank you so much for all this important information. We'll be sure to post it on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
You know, healthy aging is not just a matter of luck and genetics. It's actually a result of healthy habits, a strong, supportive network, and a proactive care as well. September is the time for you to focus on growing bolder on your own terms. And here with more is Heidi Schwartzwald. She's with Signify Health. Dr. Schwartzwald, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk about some of the key steps that we can do to stay healthy and prevent falls as well.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. Thank you so much for having me. There's some really easy things that you can do to avoid falls. Make sure your stairs are well lit. Make sure your rugs are tacked down and you're not going to trip over them. Get your eyes checked on a regular basis. Changing vision can really lead to falls. Yeah. Make sure you're getting regular exercise and moving. Keeping our muscles toned will also help reduce falls. And last, check your medications. There are lots of medications that can make you dizzy or sleepy, and that can also lead to falls.
I'm glad you brought that up. Give us some tips for maybe for us to better understand and even manage our prescriptions.
Yeah, if you struggle with your meds, you're not alone. Over 75% of Americans say they're not always sure about what they're taking their medications for. Keep a good list of everything you're taking, including over-the-counter medications and supplements, and review that with your doctor regularly so you understand what each medicine is for.
Is there a way we can develop, say, personal health management plans that will actually support all these things you're talking about?
Yeah, one of the great ways to start on your personal health management plan is having an in-home health assessment. A clinician will come to you, review some of these hazards in your home that we've talked about, review your medications, and really understand the goals that are important to you. You can then share that information back with your family and your primary care provider to make sure that you are on track with what makes you feel healthy.
This sounds great. More information, where can folks go?
Sure, hellosignify.com or 855-984-5121 to see if you're eligible for an in-home health assessment at no cost to you.
Thanks so much, Doc. And we'll have this information on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Hey, Mitchie.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, I want to talk about that big story coming out of Hollywood.
Hold on, wait. I want to get Matt in on this call, all right? Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Mitch and Dias?
Matty!
Mitchie.
Mateus.
Mitch, my man.
Matty of Berkshire.
What's going on?
Hey, AJ wants us to talk about a big story that's happening.
This kid, the Kiki, says hi. He has his own Instagram.
That's great, Matt, but I really want to talk about this big story coming out of Hollywood.
Oh, dog and cat, it's
You should check it out. This kid, the Kiki.
I want to know what's going on.
What?
Oh, okay, so real quick. Why does he still have a dial-up modem?
Hey, I gotta get back to wrestling stuff.
It's on the media.
You know what? Maybe we should just try this later.
Okay, all right. Peace and love.
Daily Flash.
I think the studio is haunted. We hear weird noises all the time.
Yes,
It's really
I
very,
know.
very scary. It's time for us to look at the lifestyles of the rich and famous, and we dive into celebrity real estate.
Yes, we start with the ultra-luxe villa featured in the HBO hit series The White Lotus. Villa Amaravida served as the
He was
hideaway.
great on That 70s Show, by the way.
No, that was Wilder
Valderrama.
Valderrama.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
It's located in Thailand. You can rent the 8-bedroom getaway starting at $5,700 to $13,000 per night. The Grand Vacation Home is situated on a beachfront plot. It spans more than 86,000 square feet between indoor and outdoor spaces. It is impressive.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
Yes.
That is very gorgeous. All right, we go to Palm Springs, California estate. It looks kind of like the Flintstones family home. It's up for sale. I want you to look at this. It's a 9,800 square foot estate. That's huge, right? Fully committed to the Stone Age aesthetic. The striking property drew some immediate comparisons to the popular animated cartoon when it hit the market. $10 million earlier this year. 7 bedrooms, 8 baths. Estate is located in the historic neighborhood known as Las Palmas, and the garbage disposal is not a Pelican. So.
What about the car? Do you run it with your feet?
The car, you have to run it with your feet, yes.
A stylish loft with a connection to Game of Thrones just hit the market for the first time in almost a decade. The Manhattan space is owned by 2 Dutch actors who had roles in the HBO hit series. It features huge windows overlooking Union Square's famed Farmers Market. Doesn't that look beautiful? All right, there you go. The windows are gorgeous. It's decorated beautifully. I believe the furniture might also be included in this particular loft apartment.
Wow.
The views extend all the way to downtown. The home includes a high-end kitchen with a breakfast bar. There's a large pivot door that goes into the master bedroom. Design details also include 12-foot high ceilings and built-in bookcases. The couple bought the 2-bedroom, 2-bath corner co-op for $2 million back in 2016.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, out of the 3, which one?
Oh, I buy the first one.
The White Lotus?
Yeah.
I mean, well, the location, number 1.
It's beautiful.
And watching that show, there was nothing that was not elegant in that altogether.
But you know, when you think about a home of that size, like, I don't know, it's almost overwhelming. Like, what do you do with all that space?
You know, it's funny you say. I think that too is like I always dreamt of having a compound where all my family could live by. But you had moderate sized homes instead of these massive castles and that sort of thing. So yeah, as I gotten older, smaller is better for me
because there's less to take care of.
We're gonna take care of you. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye, y'all.